is growing anger, growing frustration here in Greece that the country could be on the verge of implementing the toughest austerity plan yet. Certainly people not happy that despite the fact that the majority of Greek people voted overwhelmingly to reject austerity measures in last Sunday's referendum, their Prime Minister Alexis Tsipras is currently in Brussels negotiating a deal that would mean very tough austerity measures here in Greece. We have seen protests outside the Parliament building just behind me here this evening, groups from the radical left and also anti-establishment groups making their voices heard.
Nobody tells the people honestly and with courage that the money we are receiving and the memorandums that we are signing are basically just used to repay the debt, which just proves to us that there is not going to be any substantial change to the living standards of people in Greece.
The message that we are giving to the Prime Minister and the government is no more memorandums. He has to follow the will of the people who voted no just a few days ago.
The groups that were protesting tonight are certainly extremely angry with Tsipras and his leftist government. Don't forget, this was a government that was elected on an anti-austerity platform, so their anger very much directed towards the government. But there are also people here in Greece who believe that Alexis Tsipras has made a very difficult decision, but he's done it for the sake of the country and that it's Greece's best chance of staying in the Eurozone, and their anger is very much directed towards Europe and Greece's European creditors. Now, the Eurogroup are asking for Greece to implement a raft of reforms in the next 48 hours. The government of Alexis Tsipras is likely going to have to use an emergency measure that is in the constitution, which allows the government to force through legislation quickly. It's highly controversial, though. It will mean that the MPs don't have time to read the legislation, they won't have time to debate it, it will just go very quickly to a vote. And even the fact that Tsipras is using this legislation is hugely controversial. It's been used in the past by previous governments and they have faced a huge backlash from unions and social groups. But Alexis Tsipras may have no other choice. It is likely that we are going to see more protests on the streets as people voice their frustration and their anger over the fact that Greece is implementing tough austerity measures, despite the fact that just 1 week ago the majority of Greek people voted overwhelmingly to reject austerity. Kate Parkinson, CCTV, Athens.